Hey, so back again. This time we've got a Nintendo DS Lite. So this one actually belongs to my brother, um, and he said it works more or less fine. But we said the problem with it is that the top screen only displays a picture when it's pushed all the way back. So if it's at like any of these angles, apparently it doesn't work. It just works when it's like pushed as far back as it'll go. Um, I'm hoping it's going to be quite a simple fix. I'm hoping that I can just take it apart and reseat one of the ribbon cables that goes through the hinge, and that will be that'll fix it. So yeah, so let's give it a try. So let's start by flipping it over, and it looks like there's 4 screws here. I don't think that's a screw. So I think there's 4 screws, and actually 5 screws. There's one there as well. So 5 screws, and one of those being the battery on. It looks like we've got a crosshead, 2 crossheads, and 3 tri-wing screws. So I'm going to go to our iFixit toolkit and try and find the correct screwdrivers. So I think they're quite small crossheads, so we'll go for maybe the second smallest one. Does that work? Yep, that seems to fit. So let's try and get these screws out. You might notice that it's a bit of a mishmash of parts. I have no idea why that is. I don't think he bought this from new. I don't think he had this from new. I think it was bought secondhand, so I imagine it's just been repaired over the years and had bits replaced. It's quite funny actually. I think it looks pretty cool actually. Red stylus for some reason. I wonder if he just lost the old one. No idea, honestly. I have no idea the history of this console. How the hell do I get this out? Okay. Comes out like that. Okay. So we've got a 1000 milliamp battery. Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything wrong with that. It looks perfectly fine. It's not ballooned out or anything, so we won't bother replacing that. And he said it works fine like that anyway. So we just got a game. We got Star Wars Episode 3. He was going to take this out before he gave me, but I said no, leave it in because I don't actually have any DS games myself to test it with. So I just leave that there. And that was actually hiding another screw, so it's a good thing we took that out. Let's put them in here. I'm guessing that's what those holes are through. We got a new mat, by the way. I thought it would be worthwhile having something to protect in case I do any soldering. Good thing about recording this is that I don't have to remember too much about which ones I'm taking out of where, because I can just look at the video if I need to remember. Right, is that enough to get this off now? Let's see. How do I take this apart? Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. clicked off. And okay, we've got some little springs in the buttons. Let's just leave those on there so we don't lose those. Some little springs there. Put that over here. And so this ribbon cable, I think that's the screen ribbon cable over here. So how do we get to that? I think we're going to need to maybe take the hinge off. I have no idea how we do that. Oh, what was that just for? I have no idea what that is. Some sort of post. We'll put him over there. Probably going to need that later. I'm starting to wish I'd looked up a teardown guide before I did this. Never mind. It's okay. We're filming it all, so. There's one screw there. I feel like that should also be a screw, because that one's got a circle around it. There's a circle here, but there's no screw there. And that's the liquid damage indicator. I can't tell if that's gone off or not. It looks very pink, but it does also have dots intact. Not sure. I'll have to look that up, I think. Like I said, this has been open before, so if it had been liquid damaged at one point, I wouldn't be totally surprised. But I'm gonna assume it's not. Yeah, because I mean it works fine. Let's get this other screw out. Nope, I need a different. I'm gonna need to switch back to the crosshead for that. Like I say, I have no idea what I'm doing. Doing my best. And does that now mean we can take this motherboard out? I think it does. Okay, cool. So be a bit careful because it is attached to that ribbon cable. If I do this, does that loosen the cable a bit? Yes. Okay. So let's just, before we unplug it, which I'm going to do, because I don't want to damage it, I'm going to try and take a look and see if it looks like it's seated properly in that connector there. I think it is, but like I say, it's kind of difficult to tell. It's kind of difficult to tell. I'm going to unclip it if I can. I think I need to. How do I unclip it? I think it's that black bar at the top. Not sure. I can't actually see it locking. Is it just me, or is there no locking tab on that? Am I crazy? Because I don't think that black thing is the locking tab. Right, well, before I break this, I'm going to do a quick Google and see what I can find. Okay, so found a teardown guide. It says to remove this little daughter board, that's what it calls it, which is the Wi-Fi daughter board. So I'm going to do that. It says I was supposed to do that so I don't damage the digitizer. So hopefully that's fine. Still, I'll just put that there. There's a little tiny ribbon cable there, which I definitely missed. So I'm just going to remove this this white cable here as well. I think that's like an antenna or something. Okay, there we go, that's removed. Let's just push them out of the way a little bit. And then it says I need to remove this digitizer connector. That does have a, okay, so that does have a locking tab. And then I can try and pull out that little cable somehow. I think from this side will be easier. This is so fiddly. This is honestly so fiddly. Okay, that's free. And now, okay, so now I need to flip it over, it says, and remove that other connect. Now I should be able to remove that other cable. So I'm just going to flip it over like this. I really hope, be very careful with this ribbon connector here. Okay. Okay, cool. So that black thing was the locking tab. It's just, it's very fiddly. Okay, that's out. Good. Some black fluff there. Let's not worry about that. So that's the motherboard out. I'm just going to set that over here for now, and then if I can pull this screen out, I'm hoping I can test the connectivity between each end of the ribbon cable and see if there's any broken traces. Yeah, so I'm going to remove, well, maybe I don't need to remove the buttons. Now I need to, oh well, see, I don't need to remove the buttons because if you just tip it up, they fall out by themselves. I'm going to put them over here, out of the way. Is that all of them? Yes, it is. Cool. So, so I think there are some little screws behind these rubber, I don't know what they are, rubber covers. So I'm just going to take these out. One here. Looks like somebody's already definitely taken these out before and not been particularly careful about it because there's marks on them. So I'll try not to make any more marks on them, Alex, but no promises. Okay, that one came out quite easily. 2, 3. Ew, some black stuff coming out of that one. Hopefully that's just dirt and not corrosion or anything like that. I mean, it's black, so it's probably not corrosion, but we've got small crosshead screws here, so take those out. How does this come off? Does it just pop off? Looks like it might do. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so you need to have that closed. And that's one of the little bits from down the side of the screen, okay. There was another one of those, wasn't there? I'll take that off too. Don't want to lose them. And, oh, what is that? It's definitely something on this ribbon cable. I don't know if it's, it always looks like it's sand or something. Corrosion, sand, not really sure. I wonder if that's got something to do with why it's intermittent. I wouldn't think so. It just looks like it's on the cable. Is that a break? Oh, is that a break actually? I really can't tell. I might have to. Yeah, you know what? I really can't tell. I don't know what these test are. These test points for something. So it looks like these go to. Try and follow these traces along with my eyes. Maybe the first two traces next to those bigger ones. Is at this moment I really wish I had a microscope. I'm just gonna try and see where those test points go. I have no idea, but I'm going to assume it's one of the traces near the end, or near the right hand side. Got my multimeter here. So I'm going to chuck one of my probes on one of these points. Maybe actually. It's kind of awkward to do it when it's in like this. Maybe I'll take it out first. That might be a smart idea. Yeah, this is very fiddly. I think I'm going to need to take these cables out first because they're kind of in the way of getting the ribbon connector through. So I think if I wrap the ribbon cable around these connectors, that would probably work. So I've got to kind of. Oh, this is not easy. Speaker needs to stay in there. Other than the speaker, I need to be careful with those. This is not easy. This is very fiddly. They could have made this easier. Surely they could have designed this better, so that it wasn't so difficult. But then again, I guess maybe they didn't want it to be repaired. Not a clue. Am I doing this right? I'm really not sure if I'm doing this right. Right, I'm going to take the easy option. I'm going to just see if I can clean whatever this is off of that cable. And I'm going to see if it works. Because if I don't have to take this out, I really don't want to. Don't want to risk damaging it. Good old nice propyl alcohol. Probably shouldn't pour it over that actually. Oops. Sure I'll get told off for that. And Q-tip, cotton bud. That's the Americanisms sneaking in. You know what it is? It's I really don't know what it is. It could be sand. It could be something else. Doesn't seem to want to come off, whatever it is. Right, whatever that was really stubborn and didn't want to come off. Yeah, I mean, I think I got it off. The ribbon cable looks fine, I think. At least I think it looks fine. There's a tiny bit of whatever it is still left on the very right hand side. But I think that's about as good as I'm going to get it. Whilst I have this apart, I think I'm going to give the ribbon connector a clean, the ribbon cable a clean on the other end. And I'm gonna give the connector on the board a really good clean as well. Now I don't know if that will fix it or not. I hope so. It'll be a nice easy fix. I'm gonna try and soak it a bit. Try and soak the Q-tip a bit. I did it again, I said Q-tip. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry and put it back together just about enough to test, and then we'll see if it works. I'm not sure. Didn't really do anything, I just gave it a clean. Right, that should be dry now, so I'm gonna put stuff back together just enough to test. Oh no, this is going to be so difficult. Okay, cool. I got a technique. Let's see if this works. That is up. Okay. Okay, that's in. Be very careful with this connector. I really, really do not want to break this. Yes, it's in. Oh, okay, good. Good. Battery goes in. I said battery goes in. Power switch on. Okay, we have power. We briefly had power. Let me hold the battery in. Okay, we only briefly had power. Open up the screen. Alright, for some reason it's not turning on. I had it back together, hopefully enough to test. For some reason it's not turning back on. I'm going to take it apart. I'm going to make sure I put everything back in the correct place. And I'm then going to fully try and reassemble it off camera. And then I'm going to see if it works again. I don't think I've done anything to it that should stop it from turning on. So I think it's probably just because it's not fully back together. At least I hope so. Else I will a new DS. Which is fine. So I'll see you back when I've got this working again. Yeah, I managed to get the rest of it back together. Hopefully good enough. Battery's going to go in. I'm not going to put battery cover back on yet because I had a hell of a time getting it off. I really hope this works this time. So I'm holding the battery in. I'm trying to turn it on. Oh, okay. And the top screen is still doing the same thing. Oh, in fact, touch screen, not press any buttons. I don't remember seeing this before. I wonder if this is because I took it apart. Is this because I took the battery out? Oops. Is this because I took the battery out, or is this because I disconnected something? Okay, so top screen isn't working now. Hopefully, I really hope I haven't broken this even more. I don't know if you can hear, but there's like a ticking sound coming from it. Can you hear that? Huh. Okay. Well, so there's something coming through on the top screen. Let's try a game. Let's see how to put a game in. It's not even reading a game. Oh no. Let's try a Game Boy game. Oops. What have I done to this thing? Have I broken it? Oh, please don't say it. I really hope I haven't broken it. Let's take it apart again. Oh, yes. Okay. I mean, the buttons aren't working at the moment. I don't think I've got it set up, lined up correctly, but I know the buttons work. Okay, good. Okay, I've not broken the game slots. It's still making a ticking sound. I'm not sure what that is. I'm assuming I don't have a speaker cable connected somewhere properly. I'll turn that off. Alright, so I'm gonna say for now that I think the top screen ribbon cable is the problem, and I'm gonna try and order one of those up, a new top screen, or maybe I'll order like just a donor DS. Maybe that will be better. I don't know. I don't really fancy trying to get the screen out of another one of these DS's, and then having to try and put it back in afterwards, but maybe it would be good practice. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure. Yeah, I'll come back when I get that ordered up, and we'll try and replace it, and we'll see if that works. If that doesn't work, then yeah, if that doesn't work, then I don't really know. Alright, so I'll see you when I've got that ordered up. See you soon.